close your eyes.
In her own little world, Yoon was making her way to class when she was slammed against the locker by someone. She winced in pain and angrily looked at whoever it was. "What the hell is wrong with you?" she questioned furiously, and Jungkook scoffed. "Yes, what the hell is wrong with you? What did I do now? Who gave you the right to slap my girlfriend?" Yoon yanked his head from her shoulder and stood straight in front of him. "She deserved it for hitting on my boyfriend. Oh, I forget that your boyfriend needs his side chick to defend him. Well, he doesn't need it, but I want to teach a lesson to your girlfriend. Look who's calling my girlfriend. Look who's defending his girlfriend. F-boy." Jungkook pushed her again to the locker. "Stay away from my girlfriend, and you stay away from me. That's not gonna happen, baby." Yoon glared at him and stomped hard on his foot, making him wince. "Then don't forget I will be your nightmare." She said and walked away from there while he glared in her direction. No one would believe if you tell them that once upon a time these two were best friends. They grew up together from playing in a park to studying for exams, and they did everything together. They were each other's confidant and support system, and now if you look at them, they are ready to kill each other. They hate each other and can't stand in one room together. "I'll kill him, I swear," she muttered to herself as she stormed into the cafeteria. "Babe, what happened? I have told you 1,000 times how much I despise that word. Stop calling me with that name." "Calm down, is it Jungkook again? Who else would destroy my mood? I told you to ignore him." You tried to ignore him, but he continued in doing something that absolutely destroyed her mood. She paid for her lunch, sat her back on the empty chair, and then sat down. A moment later, the whole cafeteria erupted in cheers as Jungkook and his girlfriend made his way inside the cafeteria. Yoon rolled her eyes and continued eating her food. Hey nerdy, wanna match?" You looked up at and saw Jungkook standing there with that wide grin on his face, which you want to wipe off. He was asking James to match with him. "Sure." Yoon mentally facepalmed herself. James really loved to make fun of himself, and everyone knows that they both don't have any comparison. Jungkook would win no matter what. Jungkook's smirk widened as he sat down on the chair, throwing your backpack off the chair. Yoon glaring at him, but he just winked in response. Everyone started cheering as they sat face to face with their bent elbows placed on the table and hands firmly gripped. They stare at each other, but Jungkook just smirked as they start counting. And in less than 10 seconds, Jungkook pinned his hand down on the table and everyone cheered. "You need to go to gym, nerdy." He smirked and stood abruptly from his chair as everyone started shouting for him. Yoon was looking at him angrily, as he loved to make fun of your boyfriend. He hates when he sees you with him. No, he hates you in general. He has a problem with you, everything you had. And beside her was her girlfriend, who is showing her grin on her face, mocking you as they walk away. Yoon stand up and bore her backpack. "Let's go, James," she said as they started walking, but before that she extended her leg, making Amber fall on her face. "You need glasses," she said, and makes her way out of the cafeteria. Jungkook tightened his face because he knows if he will insult your boyfriend, you will insult his girlfriend. It's not new that they do this. It's been going on for 1 month now. They were away from each other for more than 5 years, but when they finally met in university, the hatred they had for each other started growing. Why can't you just say no to him? I thought I do win this time. Did you see him? See his body? You think you can defeat him? She didn't mean to insult him, but he just got on her nerves. Sometimes she started that every time she had to save him from embarrassment. Like you notice everything about me more closely than me. Why would she even notice Jungkook? She hates him, right? James and Yoon are dating for 3 months now. Actually, he is not popular like Jungkook, but you hate the fact that he always made fool out of himself. Jungkook is whistling to himself, lost in his own thoughts, when he felt someone lock hands with him. He looks beside him and almost rolled his eyes when he saw Amber. She is clingy. and act all cute and sweet in front of him just so his attention is on him. Like he don't know how she is. Cookie, did you eat your breakfast? Jungkook cringed at her made-up voice. How many times have I told you not to call me by that name? But I love it and it suits you. I told you I hate this name. Don't ever call me by that. He gritted his teeth and yanked her hand away from him. He walked towards his locker, but his eyes fall on Yoon, who is taking her books out. He smiled and walked towards her. Look what we have here. Yoon turned around. He loved the annoyed expression on her face. What do you want now? He smoothly pushed the bag from her hand. Yoon eyes widened. Well, I need your assignment. No, Jungkook, give it back to me. Not so fast, he said as he tried to snatch her bag from his hand. Jungkook, give it back. Okay, here. He said, and extending the bag. Yoon was about to grab it when he opened the zip and turned the bag upside down, making her eyes widen as her things dropped on the floor. Yoon's jaw clenched and she bent down to collect all the things as he simply walked away from there. I hate him so damn much. Yoon walked towards the classroom and sat down on her seat. The lecture has not started yet. Yoon, did you saw Jungkook? No, why did you ask? Actually, he told me to do his assignment, so I want to give him, but I didn't saw him since morning. Yoon listened to him and a wide grin appeared on her face. Jerry turned around, but Yoon stopped him. Wait, I know where Jungkook is. I will give it to him. You can tell me where he is. He's gonna be angry if I didn't give it to him. Don't worry, I know you have to prepare for the test, so I'll give it to him, she said as she extended her hand towards him. He thought about it for a moment and then sighed, finally handing her the assignment. Time for the revenge. She grinned as she stood up from her place, pretending to move out of the class and going to Jungkook, but in reality, she is waiting for the teacher to come back. The students started coming inside, indicating the teacher had arrived, and Yoon smiled to herself. Yoon saw Jungkook coming inside. She looked at him and their eyes locked. She gave him a smirk and he just shrugged it off and walked towards Jerry. My assignment, buddy, he asked, standing in front of his desk. What assignment? Don't act dumb. The physics assignment I told you to make. But I already gave it to you. No, I didn't meet you the whole day. Oh, I gave it to you and she said she knows where you are and she will give it to you. Jungkook jaw clenched as he looked at her, but Yoon just smirked widely. He was about to move towards her. Jungkook, sit back in your seat. Ma'am. Sit down. Jungkook huffed and sat back in his seat. So class, submit the assignment, and the assignment has 10 marks in your midst. Yoon looked at Jungkook, who was glaring at her. He showed him his assignment from her seat. Give me back my assignment, he mouthed because he was sitting away from her. You wish, she said and tear one page lightly in front of his eyes and his eyes widened. No, Yoon, don't. He mouthed again angrily, but she didn't stop and tears the second page without making any noise. Kim Yoon, your assignment. Here, ma'am. Good. Jungkook, your assignment. Yoon walked back to her seat and smiled innocently. Jungkook was still glaring at her. Mr. Jungkook, your assignment. Jungkook finally stood up from his seat. Yoon was stubborn in not giving him the assignment. Ma'am, actually I made it, but my dog eats it. Same excuse you are giving this. Excuse for the 7th time now. But my dog really ate this time. You don't give your dog food that he had to eat your assignment every time. He likes pages instead of food. Do you think it's a joke, Mr. Jungkook? No, ma'am. You're the most non-serious student in this class. Do you have any idea if this assignment was your mate? Jungkook kept quiet while looking down as the teacher called him. You felt almost bad for him, but you remember what he did to you in the hallway, so she looked away from him. But then their eyes locked. After some time, he mouthed, You will regret doing this. Yoon just rolled his eyes, but she knew he will do something. The next day, Jungkook walked towards the principal's office. He knew how important the assignment was. He would have made him by himself, but he is lazy. He knocked on the door and entered inside. Yes, Mr. Jungkook? Ma'am, I want to submit the assignment. I actually didn't know it was for maths, but your assignment is already here. Huh, what? Here, look, this is your name and roll number, right? Yes, so why are you double submitting it? Oh, I think I forget. Never mind, thank you. He quickly bowed and ran out of there. Wait, I never submitted my assignment. Then who did? He stopped when he heard the familiar voice. James, I can't come with you today. But why? You denied it every time. My parents want me to meet someone today, so I won't be able to come. Okay. Jungkook walked away from there. He still remembered the time when he and Yoon were best friends. They would have been the same if she don't break his heart into pieces. But now he don't care, but he loves to annoy her. But who is she going to meet tonight with her parents? Why do I care? She can do whatever she wants. Yoon, are you ready? Yes, mom, but you still don't tell me what's this about. Just a dinner, don't worry. Yoon nodded as they came out of the car and moved inside the restaurant and sat down on the reserved seat. After some time, you start to get bored as the person still didn't arrive her parents want to meet. Here they are. You look up and saw Mrs. June and Mr. June. What are Jungkook's parents doing here? She looked at they hugged each other and sat down. But she stopped when you look who just entered in the restaurant. Jungkook looking gorgeous in black pants and a white shirt. She looked at him and she saw how Jungkook's eyes widened slightly with shock when his eyes met with yours. Come on, son, sit here. He sat beside them, still looking confused, and Yoon was equally confused. We met after a long time. Yes, so let's get to the point of why we all are here. Yes, we want to know too. You know, both our families are friends, and since Yoon and Jungkook grew up together, and I like Yoon like my own daughter, so I want your daughter to be my son's wife. Both of their jaw drops and their eyes widen as they look at each other. What? They both shouted and stand from their seat. All of the people look at them and their sudden action. Behave, kids, we are not at home. They both sit back down, bowing awkwardly to the people for trouble. What are you talking about, mom? Son, I know both of you. We're best friends, so why not? But that's very good. I was thinking about it too. Dad, elders are speaking, so keep quiet. They both look at their parents with blank expression as they were talking about their marriage, but are not listening to them, whether they want to get married or not. About the wedding, I want them to get married this month. Dad, isn't it a bit too early? I mean, they are still studying. I know, but our relatives don't actually live here. They live abroad, and now they're coming back to Korea after 6 years for vacation. So we decided to marry him since he had to get married when he takes the CEO position. It's kind of tradition in our family that when a person takes his work responsibilities, he had to get married first. Wait, why I didn't know about it? I didn't want to get married. You can't speak against the family rules, Jungkook. Now you are old enough to understand those things. And why is no one asking about our opinion? Daughter, you don't have to worry about anything. You can do whatever, even after the marriage. So you are telling us we don't have any choice in our lives? That's how it is. But we don't like each other. She finally gritted out. Because is this a joke, marrying someone against your will and the person whom you hate the most? Arranged marriage are like this, but you will start to love him after marriage. But Yoon stopped when she felt a hand on top of her. She looked down at the Jungkook who just shook his head, mouthing, they are not gonna listen. Yoon pulled her hand back and clenched her teeth. Jungkook was standing with his girlfriend, more like her girlfriend was standing with him. She was talking non-stop, but his mind was a mess already. But he felt a grip on his waist and looked towards whoever it was. You are coming with me. Jungkook saw how angry she looked as she was gripping on his wrist tightly. Hey, where are you taking my boyfriend? Shut up. Jungkook, come with me. He is not going anywhere, leave him. Yoon glared at Jungkook and he know that look. So look at Amber. This is some project, I have to go. Jungkook said and Yoon dragged him with her. They both stopped in the empty classroom. What's important that you have to drag me here? Why were you not picking up my calls? I don't want to talk to you, that's why. Like I'm dying to talk to you. Then why were you calling me? Why are you so quiet about the marriage thing? Do you even know how it will affect us? I know, but you know mom, dad. He don't listen when he decides something for me. This is something we need to take a step for us, Jungkook. I don't want to marry you. Same, I don't want to marry you too. But why don't you talk to your parents? I tried, but they said the decision has already been made. Now what? I don't know, our marriage is in 2 weeks later. God, why did I get stuck into this mess? You are not alone, she said, knowing the marriage is not going to work, whether they like it or not, because the hatred they have for each other is not gonna stop even if they get married. Yoon wore her wedding dress, the maid helped them to wear it. After that, they helped her with makeup and hairstyle. She looked beautiful in that dress, but her facial expression is blank. Yoon, honey, it's time to go. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath. She don't know what she is feeling right now. Jungkook was standing on the stage with a blank expression. He heard some murmurs and he finally looked in the direction. His heart skipped a beat When he looked at her in the wedding gown, he is walking with her father in the aisle. His mind stopped functioning. She stopped, and her father had to call his name so he can take her hand. He finally came out of his senses and took her hand. Now they are standing in front of each other. Jungkook was zoning out again and again looking at her. He remembered when he wanted to marry her, when he wanted his future with her. But not after that, not after she broke him. He will never love her, never see her as she saw her before. You look at him, he was looking handsome, but she kept her face neutral. Let's start the wedding. Will you have Kim Yoon to be your wife to live together in holy marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, honor her, you keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live? Jungkook took a deep breath as he looked at her in the eyes. I do. Will you have June Jungkook to be your husband to live together in holy marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, honor him, and keep him in the sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live? You look at him and he was already staring at her with a blank expression. I do. Now exchange the rings. They both exchanged the ring. Yun felt how his hand was cold when he took her hand in his. As they both exchanged the rings, now you can kiss the bride. You nervously look at him as his expression didn't change. Not knowing his heart was beating fast, he pulled her towards him and removed her veil and leaned forward. Yun slowly leaned back. She was feeling her heart in her throat. She closed her eyes as their noses touched with each other. He swiftly turned you away so that his back was facing everyone. Jungkook touched her cheeks with his and he whispered in her ear, You think I was going to kiss you? He chuckled in her ear and she opened her eyes. Her cheeks heat up in embarrassment as she stomped her feet on him slightly so no one can see. He winced and you both stood straight. Everyone was cheering as they put the best fake smile on their faces. Everyone came and hugged Jungkook and your mom and Jungkook's mom hugged you. Congratulations, honey. Yun smiled forcefully and looked around to see Jungkook talking with other people. As time passes, they eat dinner, all of them talking together, and now they all have a wine glass in their hands. They all raise their glass as Mr. June spoke. Toast to love, to life, to your new spouse, or to your family and friends for coming to this marriage. They all of them clink the glass and take a sip, smiling to everyone, but there were two hearts were burning from inside. The music playing suddenly and a smile widened. They pointed at both of you. Go on, kids, enjoy the show. No, he was going to say no when Jungkook came forward and took her hand in his. What the hell are you doing? Just smile and do whatever they want. Jungkook, I swear. Shh. Yun walked inside the house. His parents gave them the new house. They said they don't need it yet. They said it's a gift. So they drove to his new house and entered inside. Oh, this house is quite big, she said to herself as she looked around. She saw Jungkook carrying his luggage. Where is my luggage? Go and take your own luggage out, honey. Shut up, don't call me that. And how will I carry my luggage? It's heavy. I'm your husband on papers, not your maid, so do your own work. She looked at him in disbelief and stomped her feet in the room. This is going to be more difficult than I thought.